There are mornings when we wake up with a heavy heart. Tired, sad, weary. The world feels as if it's covered in a gray mist. Just thinking about the tasks ahead, the responsibilities to shoulder, makes us want to give up. But did you know? The great Stoic philosophers never saw such moments as failures, but as opportunities. Opportunities to train ourselves, to sharpen our spirit, to build an inner strength so steadfast that no storm can shake it. Fatigue is not the end. It is only a reminder that it's time to pause, to observe, and to begin a new journey, the journey of learning how to master yourself. In life, there are things beyond our control, the past, other people's thoughts or words, unexpected events. Yet how many times have you exhausted yourself trying to change what cannot be changed? I once had a friend haunted by a mistake at work. Months passed, yet he kept blaming himself, repeating, "If only I had been more careful that day." And the result? Each time he mentioned it, the old wound tore open again. But the truth is, the past never rewinds for us to correct it. It is sealed. The more we resist, the more we drain the energy meant for the present. The Stoics teach us this. Distinguish between what you can control and what you cannot. What does not belong to you, let it go. Don't drag along an empty suitcase on a long journey. Perhaps you've had a day when sorrow enveloped your whole soul. But look closer. Did that sadness stay forever? Or after a few days, did it quietly pass, making way for a different feeling? Emotions are like guests. They arrive, stay for a while, then leave. Joy, fear, anger, or anxiety, all are temporary. The problem is we often mistake emotions for who we are. But you are not your sadness. You are not your anger. You are the one observing them. Once you realize emotions are nothing more than passing showers, you will stop letting them drown you. A gloomy day does not mean a lifetime of winter. A stormy moment cannot erase the vast blue sky. Imagine yourself sitting in a theater, and on stage appear the characters representing your emotions. Today, anger steps out, shouting loudly. Tomorrow, sadness takes the spotlight. And then, joy, or hope, will also make an entrance. You have two choices. Rush onto the stage and let the emotions control you. Or stay seated in the audience and simply observe. When you choose to observe, you discover a truth. Emotions are only temporary performances. They come, they act, and they leave. Epictetus once said, "It is not things themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about them." When you observe emotions as an outsider, they gradually lose their power to bind you. Remember, you are the owner of the theater. Emotions are merely actors passing through. There is a saying I always remember. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. But today is a gift. And yet strangely, most of us ignore this gift. How many times have we imprisoned ourselves in the past? Sitting there, replaying painful memories like an old film reel. How many times have we worried about a future not yet here? Imagining hundreds of scenarios, 99% of which will never happen. The Stoics remind us, the present is the only place we can act. Only in this very moment can we love, change, live fully. I recall one rainy afternoon. I was overwhelmed with unfinished plans and heavy pressures. I sat quietly, watching the raindrops fall outside the window. Suddenly, I took a deep breath, felt the cold air, heard the raindrops tapping. Just like that, my heart softened. I realized, when I returned to the present, the past no longer tormented me, nor the future haunted me. Notice this. How many sentences do you speak to yourself each day? Not out loud, but whispered inside your head. I'm not good enough. No one needs me. I'll never achieve anything. If such sentences repeat often enough, you will believe them, and once you believe them, you will live as if they are true. That is the vicious cycle of self-deprecation. But the beauty is, we can change our inner language. Whenever you notice yourself sinking into negativity, change the script. Instead of saying, "I can't do it," say, "I can't do it yet, but I'm learning." Instead of, "I'm weak," say, "I'm training to be stronger." Language is not only a tool to speak with others, it is also the key to speaking with yourself. And that inner voice determines your beliefs, your attitude, and the direction of your future. There is a small but surprisingly powerful practice. Every day, write down 3 things you are grateful for. It could be as simple as having legs to walk on, a phone call from an old friend, or simply witnessing the sunrise this morning. Why does this matter? Because when the mind focuses only on what is lacking, life seems nothing but loss. But when you focus on what you have, you begin to see abundance, even in hardship. I remember a time I was unemployed for months. Every day, I felt like a failure. A friend suggested, each night, try writing 3 things you're grateful for. At first, I resisted. Grateful for what? When everything is falling apart. But then I wrote, today it rained. And I sat indoors, dry. I still have the health to walk. I have a friend who hasn't abandoned me. Just like that, cracks appeared in the darkness, letting light seep in. Gratitude is like a candle, when lit. It not only brightens your own path but also spreads to others. Picture a ship at sea. When the sky is clear and the sea is calm, anyone can take the helm. But when storms strike, with winds howling and waves towering, only then does a captain prove his true skill. Life's hardships are the same. They don't arrive to destroy you, but to train you. Every challenge, every setback is a gym for the soul, a place to practice patience, courage, and adaptability. I once lost my job, and it felt like the world collapsed. But instead of complaining endlessly, I asked, what can I learn from this fall? That season of hardship taught me new skills and opened doors I never imagined before. A weary mind cannot think clearly. An exhausted body cannot support a strong spirit. Sometimes we search for complicated secrets to overcome fatigue, when what we truly need is simple: enough sleep, healthy food, regular movement. Look back. How many times were you irritable or anxious just because you didn't sleep enough? How often did gloom descend simply because you forgot to move your body? The Stoics believed body and mind are one. Caring for the body is caring for the soul. A healthy body lays the foundation for a spirit that can stand firm against storms. In a single day, we may do hundreds of tasks, send emails, go shopping, cook, chat, but how many of these are tied to your greater goals and values? The Stoics remind us, each small habit should connect to a larger meaning. That way, every day is not an empty stretch of time, but a brick in the construction of a meaningful life. For example, when you exercise, don't just see it as a health duty. Think, I am training for more energy, so I can pursue my dreams. When you read, don't just see it as killing time. Think, I am expanding my mind to live a deeper life. In today's world, attention is the most precious asset. Yet how often do you let it be stolen by social media, useless news, or empty conversations? The Stoics advise, select your mental environment as carefully as you choose food for your body. What is toxic? Limit it. What nourishes? Keep it. Each morning, instead of diving into a screen and being pulled by 100 headlines, tell yourself, today, I choose to protect my attention. When you set boundaries, you truly become the master of your life, rather than a puppet of outside forces. You cannot control what others say or do, but you can always control how you respond. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions. It means choosing a response with intention. Instead of shouting when criticized, you can breathe deeply and answer calmly. Instead of despairing in hardship, you can say, this is my chance to train myself. When you master your reactions, you not only keep your own peace but also inspire those around you. You become living proof of inner maturity. Epictetus, once a slave, yet found a freedom no one could take away, freedom of the mind. Marcus Aurelius, an emperor of immense power, yet lived humbly and serenely, leaving words of wisdom that still illuminate millions of lives today. Their stories remind us, circumstances do not define our dignity or happiness. It is how we face them that does. So instead of only admiring, let's practice. Turn resentment into action. Turn teachings into daily habits. In the end, the message can be summed up in one truth. Self-control is proof that you are the master of your life. You don't need to wait for a great crisis. You can begin with small acts. One deep breath when anxiety strikes. One word of gratitude before bed. One mindful choice instead of an impulsive reaction. Because ultimately, happiness is not a reward given to you. It is the path you walk yourself. Step by step, day by day. So if you feel weary right now, remember, you are not a failure. You are standing before an opportunity to train your inner strength. Choose one lesson today and apply it. It could be writing down 3 things you're grateful for. It could be pausing for a minute to breathe and return to the present. It could be setting boundaries against distractions. Whatever it is, that step is the beginning of transforming fatigue into strength, turning difficulties into exercises, and turning life into a journey worth living.